I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that are in this truth. Shalom. All right, we're back with another lesson. All right, and this one's going to be titled A Spiritual Lift to the Sincere. All right, a spiritual lift to the sincere. And I say the sincere because the sincere, right, are the ones catching hell in this walk that we were called upon, right? We're not over here feigning ourselves to be just men in front of the cameras, all right? And when the cameras is off, you're over there doing mischief and doing whatever it takes to be comfortable in Babylon, all right? That's not being sincere, okay? Now, if the Lord bless you with a good job, ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? For you to help a brother that's down or whatnot. But if you're doing it, in mischief, okay, just how many, Jake, man, they got so many tricks up their sleeves, okay? Hey, man, you're not being sincere, all right? So this is a spiritual lift to those that are catching hell, the sincere ones that are catching hell in this walk, okay? Whether that be at work, whether it be, an ailment, okay, baby mama, family issues, whatever it is, man, okay, financial issues, okay, this is a spiritual lift for you, all right? Understand that these scriptures were given to us, man, all right, in order to stabilize us in this walk, all right? Knowledge shall be the stability of the times, all right? And no matter how many times we go back into them over and over and over, like I said, man, we in a fight. And a boxer doesn't train twice a week, right? Once a month, laying back, doing nothing. No, okay? His muscle is going to forget that movement. His muscle is going to forget that second nature that was taught to him, okay? Because when you repeat a movement over and over and over, it becomes second nature. You don't have to think anymore. It's instinct, all right? And this is what we do with these scriptures, okay? We bring them out over and over and over. Okay, so you, can have them drilled in your mind, man. All right? At the end of the day, brothers are going through things, man. I go through things. Okay, so it's important to always lift ourselves up and lift the brothers up, with these scriptures. Okay? But like I said, if you're not a sincere brother, no matter how many times you hear this, all right, it's not going to apply to you because at the end of the day, your works are going to be made manifest, all right, through the trials and tribulations that the Lord is going to bring upon us, okay? Matter of fact, let's bring that out first. Let's go to the first book of Corinthians, chapter 3, and let's go to verse 13, okay? And it says, every man's work shall be made manifest, all right? For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, okay? And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. You see? So at the end of the day, the hell that we're catching is testing us, all right? To see if we're worthy, all right? To see if we're really in this, okay? For the long haul, all right? If we're really in this for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right? You're going to be tested, man. A lot of men fell by the wayside for women, A woman telling you, yo, what you mean? You can't buy me no roses on Valentine's Day, okay? Or you can't buy your son no gifts for his birthday or for Christmas. Or you can't run around and plant some Easter eggs for your kid to run around and have a egg hunt, okay? Hey, you're going to be tried, man, all right? You're going to be tried. This ain't going to work. And you got a simp, I'm sorry, baby. We could do it. We could work it out, I could still go out there and teach, hey, this is harmful. I'm not really in that spirit. All right, hey, man. Hey, your works are going to be tried, man. Your works are going to be tried. And it's going to be revealed who was really there for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and who was not. Okay? We're going to see that MOTB come. Okay? That persecution, you sitting idle. All right? It's going to be revealed. All right? It's easy to talk right now when things are calm, right? But when that storm comes, man, we're going to see, all right? But there's a reward, all right, for everything, man. But you must go through the fire first. You must go through them trials, all right, before you get that reward, okay? It's like I said, you know, you're getting ready for a boxing match, okay? The one that stood up, all right, studying those tapes, okay, looking for your mistakes, okay, working on them endlessly in the gym, okay, going to sleep early, nutrition, okay, getting up, rinse and repeat, okay, work, rinse, repeat, right? Who you think is going to win? The one who is more dedicated, okay, the one who put himself through that fire, all right, to earn that championship, okay? What we're trying to earn is crowns, all right? So what are we fighting, okay? First of all, we're fighting against ourselves, all right? The demons that are within us, okay? And we're fighting principalities, man, all right? These dark principalities of the world, okay? They're going to come in different forms, all right? And this is why we got to apply the word to combat it, right? Ephesians 6 and 12, the whole armor, okay? Which is this word, right? So let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, right? Also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. See that? When you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation, man. Right? There's going to be many things thrown at you, okay? And a lot of things are going to hurt. Things ain't going to feel good, but this is the buildup, all right? This is the buildup, all right? Ain't nothing pretty out there, right? Like I keep using the analogy. Hey, bodybuilding, man, your body's sore, okay? Sometimes you get inflammation, your elbows hurt, okay? But what are you going to do? If you want to get to where you want to get, you got to go through that pain, right? Just like I said, with MMA, boxing, whatever it is, okay? Basketball, whatever it is you're involved in, man, okay? You got to go through that hard work, right, to receive that reward. And it's the same thing, because we're working for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but this is a different type of job, all right? This is a job, you know, that's going to, how you call that? You know, reward you with either life, okay, or reward you with a destruction, all right? So it says, set thy heart aright, your mind, okay? Set your mind right, okay? Look around you. There's nothing worth, you know, losing this truth over. Everything is finished. The women are done, okay? Society is finished, okay? Esau's about to be destroyed, okay? This is a sinking ship, all right? So set your mind right, man. Separate yourself. And to be right is to be righteous, okay? Which there's nothing righteous in this place that we in, man. All right? There's nothing righteous in this society. And it says, and constantly endure, all right? Constantly endure, man. Harden yourself, all right? Harden yourself, okay? Imagine you being in the gym, in the boxing gym, all right? Coach telling you, yeah, you got some sparring to do today. You get punched in your face, and you just come out, you know, out of the ring. You just walk out pissed off, throwing your gloves down. Okay, get a body shot, and you complaining, right? Okay, it's the same thing, man. You can't be out here complaining about, damn, man, my job, man. My woman just left me. Okay, she's giving me a hard time. I can't do this. Damn, man, I can't take this. All right, now you got to constantly endure, man. Gird up your loins. All right? Gird up your loins, man. This is all you got. All right? Give not thy strength to a woman, okay? And that's just one thing, man. All right? There's many things out there, man. These demons are going to test you. All right? These demons are going to test you in many different ways. What are you just going to do? You're just going to give up, give in after receiving this knowledge? After understanding what you're involved in, after understanding what's going to happen to this place, okay? After understanding what's going to happen to you if you turn your back, all right? Nah, man, constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble, you see? Make not haste, man. Don't be quick to be like, yo, man, I'm out. Right? Nah. What does it say? Cleave unto him. Cleave unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And how do you do that? By obeying the words, man. By receiving these instructions and applying them. Okay? And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You see that? Whatever you do in this world, okay? If you keep going forward, one more, right? You become immune to it and you grow. And then the Lord's going to hit you off with a little bit more. He's not going to give you more than you can handle, but he's going to give you a little bit more. But it's to that build up, man. Understand that the trials is coming, man. Jacob's trouble. The hell we catching right now is preparation. This is boot camp. All right? And if you can't make it through boot camp, man, you're not a worthy soldier. All right? On that day that's coming. All right? You're going to fail miserably. All right? And it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient. All right? Patient means long suffering when thou art changed to a low estate. All right? So you be patient, like I said. All right? Make not haste in time of trouble. All right? So you got to be patient and take it cheerfully. All right? Understand, because what did the Lord say? He chastised those that he loved like sons. Okay? So if you're being chastised, hey, the Lord love you like a son. You're on the right path. Okay? You're on the right path. You don't want to be in this thing and not catching no hell. Right? Hey, man, you got you and then you come across that scripture that says he chastised those that he loved like sons. And now you got to question yourself. My goodness, what's going on, man? I got a great job. My wife is happy with me. My boss, he's always cool with me, and I drive around. It's all roses and flowers, and everything's bright all the time for me. Okay, you're not catching no hell, nothing. You got to question yourself. Maybe you're doing something wrong. All right, and the Lord is like, hey, man, he's just not fit for this. Okay, that's why examination is also important. Okay, but you got to take this cheerfully, because the Lord said he chastised those he loves like sons, man. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to before we continue, let's go to 1 Peter. All right, let's go to 1 Peter, chapter 4, and let's start at verse 12. Okay, and it says, beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. You see that? It says, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. Okay? This is to try you. This is trials, man. All right? And it says, as though something strange happened to you. Oh, Salakia, as though some strange thing happened to you. But rejoice. You see that? Take it cheerfully, as it said in Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Okay? You see that? That ye may be glad with exceeding joy. Okay? So we got to take this cheerfully. All right? We got to tell ourselves we on the right track, man. This is the understanding that the Holy Spirit gives us. All right? That comforter when we're going through this hell. All right? And we're like, hey, we're sitting in our thoughts by ourselves. Like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm catching hell. But the scripture said that this would happen. Right? To the prophets. All right? This would happen to the men of the Lord. Okay? So you got to take that cheerfully. Okay? That you're part, right, of that circle. Okay? That was given these mysteries. All right? You're not in the outer courts. Okay? Because when you're out in the outer courts, all right, now you're just subject to destruction. You're just being reserved. You're marked for that day. All right? But having this understanding and going through these things, at least you know you got hope for salvation. Right? So you got to take it cheerfully. All right? take it cheerfully, man. I know you brothers out there is going through a lot, you know. Sometimes it feels hard. These demons get on you. Sometimes these demons get on me. You know, you start to question shit. You just got to rebuke Satan, man. Rebuke Satan in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. All right? Pray, fast. All right? Hey, man, you know, go exercise, man. Exercise, you know, it profits a little, but it profits, man. Okay? You got to have a healthy vessel as well to keep going, man. All right? Stop. Don't be doing that excessive drinking out there, okay? At the end of the day, that's just going to give you more depression, man. You know? I used to have my drinks on Saturdays, you know what I mean? And you know, it just wasn't working for me, man. And it was only once a week, maybe twice. All right? But, you know, it's not unlawful, but it's not expedient. It wasn't expedient for me. And I found out that without it, I could function better. I'm less depressed. Okay? You know, I still catch hell, but I can deal with it a lot better. All right? You know, through the spirit. Okay? So, you know, sometimes you just got to examine those things that you're doing. All right? Sometimes just because it's not unlawful, Salakia, unlawful, you know, it doesn't mean it benefits you, you know? So like I said, maybe you just want to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and, you know, eat better, right? Eat better. That also helps you, you know? You'll have that extra fire in you when you're doing your lessons and you're going out to camp, you know, when you're dealing with your everyday you know, work and responsibilities, right? You got that good energy. You feel good, you know? So it's just a little advice from my end, you know, for brothers out there, you know, if you are, you know, drinking or just laying back too much, you know, excessive eating or whatnot, you know, health, you know, it plays a big part, you know, in you know, in this corrupt place that we're in. All right. So let's go back to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2. Let's continue on in verse 5. All right, and it says, For gold is tried in the fire. Whew, and I love this verse right here. Okay? It says, For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You hear that? And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You see? So in order to be accepted, you have to be tried, man. Your works are going to be tried to see what man you are, man. Okay? If your works are out of fire, that's going to withstand that fire, or of wood, that's going to become stubble. Okay? So again, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay? Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order that way aright and trust in him. You see? This is the process. This is a process, man. This is a process, man. The best swordsmiths, all right? You know, put that blade through the fire, beat on it, okay? Put it back in the fire, beat on it, put it back on the fire, okay? But when the finishing product was in his hands, okay, that thing was cutting like paper, and it was indestructible, man. Okay? Understand that. That's what the Lord's doing with us, man. Purging the things we don't need from ourselves, man. That dross, okay? The things that don't benefit us, man. Like I was saying, you know, even like that liquor, you know? Okay? Like I said, it's not a bad thing to have a few drinks, you know, and relax and whatnot, but it just wasn't for me anymore, you know? Okay? So you know, the Lord put it in my spirit to get rid of it. All right? You know, and I feel a lot better. Okay? But hey, the thing is trust the process. Okay? Trust the Lord. All right? And it says, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall." Okay? Yeah, you don't want to return to that vomit. Okay? And the fear of the Lord, right, is the beginning of wisdom. All right? And to be a wise man is to hold on to this truth. Okay? And it says, "Yea, that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail." You see? Your reward shall not fail, which is what? Salvation is going to come for you. Okay? You're going to get that crown of life. The Lord is going to keep you from the hour of temptation, man. Okay? That's going to try the whole earth, man. All right? You see? There's going to be a reward after all this suffering, man. All right? There's going to be a great reward after all this suffering. All right, brothers? And you sisters out there, man. You sincere brothers and you sincere sisters. Okay? So, let's finish off with that. Let's go to the book of Romans, right? Chapter 8 and verse 18. Right? Look what Paul said. Paul said, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." You see that? So at the end of the day, all right, all this is to exalt us, man. All right? But we have to do this in all humility. All right? Be patient. All right? Take our suffering cheerfully, understanding and trusting the Lord that there's going to be a great reward, okay, from the King of Kings, man. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, that crowning ceremony, okay? And the world's going to see it. All those that scoffed at us, all those non-believers, okay, those heathen that and Esau that brought hell upon us, okay, they're going to see it. They're going to see that great reward given, right, to the undesired nation, right, the elect on this side, right, Yasharallah, the Prince of Powers, all right. So, Lord willing, you know, this was a spiritual, you know, uplifting lesson for you brothers out there that are down, and you sisters that might be down through the spirit, you know, going through rough times. Okay, just hold on, man. Hold on and trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, that great reward is coming for us. All right, and Lord willing, we're part of the elect, right, to receive that reward. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying, and with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that are in this truth. Shalom. Abba Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.